A high school football powerhouse is having to deal with COVID-19 related hurdles as well, but their coach says don't count them out. He also has a stern message for students and parents. Ken Molestina took some time to speak to Aledo's head coach today about the frustrations with an increased amount of players having to be quarantined. Not easy. Ken?
No, not at all, Doug. Coach Tim Buchanan is being very direct about what needs to be done over at Aledo High and in the Aledo community when it comes to making sure that the athletes are healthy and safe to play. He told me he hopes these frustrations end soon.
As it stands, Aledo High's freshman and varsity football teams are both down about a quarter of their players, according to the coach, because of mandatory quarantines related to COVID-19 exposures. Exposures head football coach Tim Buchanan is convinced could have been prevented.
I'm not supposed to use that word anymore, but what I've always said, we have some knuckleheads in our community and in our school and on our coaching staff. I mean, we've got knuckleheads everywhere, and we're being knuckleheads by having these parties, and if we could just quit doing that, it would certainly help things.
While the criticism is mostly in jest, the head coach says the truth is students have been gathering for private parties and social events not related to school or football.
Homecoming rolls around and Halloween rolls around and we start having these big parties, and the next thing you know, we jump up over 200 kids in the high school alone that are quarantined.
As an example, he says recently the entire offensive line on the varsity team was forced into quarantine.
We had to move JV kids up, and then we started losing a few JV kids, and the next thing you know, you're hard to practice without an offensive line.
He says being flexible has been key to overcoming this hurdle, and he appreciates that the majority of parents agree with him. However, it's the outliers he's appealing to.
What is the message today to the parents, to the students, and to the community out in Aledo? What do you say to them?
Well, the biggest thing is keep that mask up. Keep your mask up, and try to stay away from large gatherings. Let's say that. I don't want to use the knucklehead word again, but let's stay away from large gatherings.
Coach, we hear you loud and clear. Aledo's varsity team, by the way, they take on Joshua this Friday for a big in-district matchup. The coach says despite all of the frustrations and all of these obstacles, Doug, they will be ready. That's his promise.